Hi ladies, Raylene here. Well, actually Raylene's shoes. And I want to talk to you about this week's technique, which is referred to as slow. The only time we use slow in rearing to run, mind you. So it's an acronym, softly land on widest part. And it's all about where your feet are hitting the ground when you're running. This is so important to try and prevent injuries. You've probably heard the term heel striker. That's when somebody's taking all of their weight down here on their heels. It puts all sorts of pressure going up into your leg that's not meant to be there. So we're trying to encourage people to land across this region. This is what we refer to as the midfoot, and it's the widest part of your shoe. Turn your shoes over. I encourage you to do this. Have a look at where you're wearing your shoes, where the wear patterns are. If you've got great big chunks on your heel that are worn out, and you can see here I do, these were my very first shoes when I started to increase my kilometres. I didn't have great technique back then. I wasn't doing any sort of strengthening exercises like boosts that we now introduce at Rearing to Run. And so over time I have strengthened my body and I've corrected some of those alignment issues. But you can see I certainly didn't back then because lots of wear through here in the heel. And you know, I got a few knee problems back then as well. I still do, but I have to manage it. But I actually was out of running for a little while with some knee problems. And I think it's probably because of the way I was landing down here on this part of my heel. So turn your shoe over, have a look. It'd be great if we could see a really good wear pattern right across the widest part of your shoe there. I thought I might do this exercise on a few different parts of my shoes, a few different pairs, and I realised I've actually got a shoe problem. Probably not quite as bad as Leanne, but it is a bit of a shoe problem nonetheless. So these are the ones that I have done the last 3 half marathons in. These are my Brooks Ravenna 5s. Have a look at the wear pattern here. They're starting to just wear out a bit here, but they're pretty good. There's no great signs of wear. Probably here is the main sign of wear, but on the heel is really, it's in great nick. So that's totally the result of all of the strengthening work that I've done. So I'm obviously pushing my weight forward, and this is where I'm striking the ground. So I figured these were wearing out a little bit, and I thought I'd throw another pair into the rotation. So I upgraded my Brooks Ravenna 5s to Brooks Ravenna 6. And no, I'm not paid by Brooks, it's not an ad. So I just bought these sight unseen, pretty much. They looked pretty. I'm a Brooks girl, no problems, they'll be fine. And do you know what they were? The model changed between the 5 and the 6, and these are virtually a brand new pair of runners. And I just don't like the way they feel. They're a little bit too hard through the middle of the foot for me. This section here has changed, and also the heel drop, so the distance between your foot and the ground when you're running has changed in this model. It doesn't work for me, so probably retire those with all of that tread on them. So I'm also, I know, bad isn't it? I'm wearing these in. So I've gone back to another pair of Brooks Ravenna 5, these ones here, different colour, and I've actually worn these a fair bit, but there's hardly any wear on the tread other than a little bit through here. But you can see the difference. Have a look here at how much tread is on compared to the ones I'm retiring. Well, hopefully not retiring them too soon because I really do love them. So while I'm playing around with getting my feet used to these, I've also thrown these into the equation. These are my Brooks Pure Cadence. I absolutely love these, but I wouldn't recommend this kind of a shoe for people that are just starting off in their running journey. They're very low profile, your heel is quite low to the ground, and they're unforgiving if you haven't got a perfect foot strike. And look, mine's not perfect, but I've certainly worked on it a lot. You can see there's not a lot of padding here around the heel, so if your heel is hitting the ground, you're not going to get a lot of, you know, it's just not forgiving on your body, and you're going to come away feeling quite sore after a run, or a few days after a run, which is even worse. But I'm hoping to see here, and you can see it, which is good, that this is the wear here. I'm wearing them right across the widest part, which is great. The best way to tell whether, when you're out running, whether you are softly landing on the widest part, obviously you can turn over your shoes and have a look. But if you're the kind of girl who runs with music, that's great, but just for a couple of weeks, unplug yourself and listen to your foot fall. Are you heavy? Can you hear your own steps? We really don't want to be. We don't want you running on your tippy toes either, but we just want your foot to land softly. That way, you're putting the right kind of forces through your body, through your shoes, and everything will work as it's intended to. So have a look, turn your shoes over and let us know what you find.